Now, the Bolin Lana is calling on all people of Dagbon to commit to the peace process. In an exclusive interview with the head of our security desk, Gifty Ando Apia, the Bolin Lana said, so far, the process has been peaceful and fulfilling, but the numbers expected on the last day requires extra logistical support.
He's very grateful, and you are most welcome. So far, since Friday up to now, things are very normal, and all the process are going very well. All those who are supposed to be part of it, they are participating, and every activity is going on till the end of the funeral. And that will take place on the 27th this March. That very day where all chiefs are going to be gathered and help him to finish up the process. And the following day, Friday, will be the end of the process whereby the final Adua prayer will take place. The funeral is not for Aburu alone. The funeral is for Dagbon. And as far as Dagbon is concerned, everybody will be here that very day. Both chiefs and sub-chiefs from Aburu and Andani, everybody will be here. It is his prayer that the process get to the end very peaceful and nobody have any problem. You realize that the crowd is not going to be a small thing. People haven't seen this for the past 50 years. Actually, so he expects these numbers, and it's not only the Gombes, other tribes, Basares, Chekosis, all these people will be here that very day. A lot of committees have been put across in terms of to support security, accommodation, health, so in case anybody have health problems. So he hopes that things will be okay. And nobody will have any problem up to the end of the process. He hopes everybody will be well, and it is his hope that things will be very peaceful and everybody will follow the process. He's also calling for a support that very day in terms of health and any other problem that is going to happen. In fact, additional support because of the crowd that we'll be having here. For him, things will be peaceful. He's appealing to everybody to come here and support him without any problem. He is very grateful. He wants to thank all those who support for the process to start, and especially government, the eminent committee, and whoever supported it.
So we're here at the Boli Palace. We've just finished having an interaction here. And as you heard, the message has been for peace and for unity. We'll be here to bring you more updates as and when it happens. Gifty Ando Apia, JoyNews, Boli Palace, Yendi.
Gifty Ando Apia there. Now, she's been stationed at Yendi and has been engaging some of the opinion leaders there ahead of the final funeral rites of the late Yana.
Here at the Yendi Senior High School, and it's all a part of the final funeral rite. Right here, we've had a memorial lecture in memory or in honor of the late Yana Mahmoud Abdullahi, whose funeral rites are being observed. But to what end? That has always been the conversation. The point is, where from here, where does the people of Dagbon, where do the people of Dagbon go to from here? That is going to be the focus of our discussion. I have here a couple of young people who are Dagboners themselves, and we're going to talk to them to find out what all of these processes mean to them. What do they want to see in the future of Dagbon? And to be quickly to give you a quick wrap of what kind of conversations have been going on here, there have been a series of conversations about building patriotic citizens. They also spoke about the life and the works of the Yana Mahmoud Abdullahi IV. Have a great interest in what he's been saying. I'll give you a quick wrap, and then I have lined up a number of young people here. We'll talk to them about their expectations, what they want to see in the future of Dagbon. Now, what he says is that Dagbon should be able to use, the new Dagbon should be able to use its numbers to champion development. He says that other countries have done it. If you take China, for example, they have a huge population. He says China has been able to ride on the back of that population to make itself what it is at the moment. He says people should look forward to establishing scholarships, establishing foundations, lobbying the GET Fund, lobbying GNPC for scholarships. Put your people through school. He says that the new Dagbon, or a new Dagbon, needs partnerships of development that will hold their hand and bring that development that they crave for. He says that the new Dagbon should change their orientation towards their fellow Northerners, their orientation towards the Bewa Palace, etc. And he goes on and on and on. Basically, the point he's making is that a new Dagbon will have to form up strategies that will bring about development. But development is all about the people. I have the people here, and I'm going to talk to them to find out what they make of these lectures. In fact, the most important part of our conversation is what do they expect in the future, and what are they themselves doing about that expectations going into the future. So I'm going to have you all tell us your names, and then we'll start the conversation. Otherwise, I think we should go this way. When it's your turn to speak, you tell us your name, and then we move on from there. I'm going to start with this gentleman here, and this gentleman is sitting right here by me because I met him today, and he spoke about how loyal he's been to, especially the Pulse here on the Joy News channel. He tells me that he's been with Joy since it started in 1995, you say. Interesting. So tell us your name and let's move on from there.
Well, my name is Yusuf Abubakar. I was born in Accra and brought back to North and grew up here.
Very well. So for you, when you say you are Dagomba, what does it mean to you?
Yes. I'm a Dagomba half and the Gan half.
Okay. So what does it mean to you to be Dagomba?
Because I grew up here in Northern Nigeria, especially Yendi specifically.
Okay.
At the age of 6, I was here. But when I went back to Accra, come back in 2016, I see different ball game together.
What has changed?
The change is that the Greek is a born back in the north here. What I saw from 1979 to 1982 to 1992, 2016, I see different.
Okay.
The Greek sector is very, very expensive. To go into a Greek in north here, very, very expensive.
So things have changed, basically. But back to my question. When you hit your chest and you say, I am and I think that we're told that the right pronunciation is Dagbamba, right? So when you beat your chest and you say, I'm a Dagbamba, what does it mean to you? Is it a sign of pride for you?
Yes.
It is?
Yes.
And when you say things have changed, is it still the same?
Because the respect I used to see when I was here, 6, 7 years, that respect to elders is no more here.
Okay. Let me come to you, sir. Tell us your name. What does it mean to you when you hit your chest and say, I am a Dagbamba?
My name is Abubakar Ishak Motarega. I am born and bred here, even though I schooled in many places and I've stayed at least in some places. But coming back and staying here for some time now, I've realized that there are a lot of things that have affected our people. And when the mention of Abuda and Dane comes up, some of us feel so boisterous. We can't just sit, but to join hands in fighting for the peace that we are all yearning for.
Okay, let's focus on this question. What does it mean for you when you say you are a Dagbamba?
What it means, first of all, let me make some little correction here. Dagbamba is plural for Dagombes. That is the foreign word, Dagombes. And if it's singular, we have Dagbana. Dagbana for singular and Dagbamba for plural.
So I should have said, what does it mean to you when you say you are a Dagbana?
Yeah.
Okay.
So first, what it means in the current status quo is that the Dagbamba people have some sort of shame for now. Certain things that are happening to us, and certain times you you just raise your hand, your head, look around and see the things that are happening. Let me give you an example. You have our brothers and sisters who, after finishing school in the diaspora, in the foreign far away. Why? Because there are no opportunities to stay here. No universities around, no schools around, no so many opportunities. So what they do is they stay away, and their investments are put in the places that they are staying. So what it means to me is that everything about me being a Dagbana with Abura and Dani is affecting me and it's affecting my future. And what it means is that my children growing up will also be affected directly.
So that's what he sees, and that is a story that many people share around here. But what are the expectations going forward? Because in life, everybody looks at forward movement. So let me find out from you, sir. Do tell us your name. What does it mean to you? Let me start with you on expectations. What are your expectations for the future of Dagbon?
Thank you very much. First of all, I would like to thank multimedia for the professional manner in which they have reported the events from the beginning up to now. Now, going forward, my expectation about the Dagbon Kingdom is that we are looking forward to a day when we will be called Dagbon Bilchinema, meaning the true Dagombes, who will become one, devoid of factionalism. We are looking forward to a day when Ayana will establish an educational fund that can be accessed by anybody, irrespective of the house where you come from. A lot of people don't know about history that should have been preserved as tourism for this particular area. We've heard about the German-British War in this particular area. We have the German cemetery just after the Tempera Palace there, the Bodel, etc. are there. But we've lost focus in developing these serious tourism potentials that could bring about some economic improvements in our lives, all because of this chieftaincy impact. So going forward, we are looking up to a day when a Yana will be installed and everybody will feel free to visit the Yana and say, this is my chief, irrespective of the family that he comes from. That is what we are looking up to.
Well, let's take other views from here. And unfortunately, I have only one lady, but it's better than nothing. So on this part of the conversation, let's continue with your expectations. We've had this lecture today that speaks about the new Dagbon. What do you want to see? What are the things that you want to see in the new Dagbon? You tell us your name, and then you tell us what you want to see.
My name is Ahmed Tijani. I hail from Yendi, but I reside in Accra. I reside, work and live in Accra. First and foremost, I think it's very important we begin every conversation relating to this particular issue as we discuss here by launching a clarion call on our brethren everywhere in the world to embrace the new dawn that is about to be cast on Dagbon. My expectation began from the very day the three eminent chiefs submitted their report to His Excellency the President, and Dagbamba everywhere in the world picked signals that the two families have finally adopted an agreement that they will work through and through to its finality. And that was where my expectation for a new Dagbon began.
So the point you're making is that from that day, you had different expectations of Dagbon from what you had previously?
Absolutely.
Okay. What are these expectations? Share with us.
First and foremost, on that very day, those of us who were in the hall at the Flagstaff House, we saw different Dagombas seated in the hall. These are Dagombas who eschewed their differences, shared pleasantries, genuinely engaged on the matter at hand on that day. Many of our brethren that we could not exchange pleasantries, this was a day we got the opportunity to rediscover ourselves and redeem our brotherhood, shared pleasantries, shared opinions, and suggestions that will support the roadmap to peace and then the peace that we have long yearned for will finally come to Dagbon.
Okay. Let me ask you, sir, what do you want to see? A lot of people who have spoken already have spoken about the loss of respect. I spoke to some elderly women here who said and these are old women, so they've been in the system for a long time. They spoke about how you used to feel a certain level of pride and how that level of pride seemed to have waned. Going forward, what are the physical things you want to see in Dagbon that will give you the confidence that finally we're here where we'd always wanted to be?
Thank you very much. I'm Mohamed Mohamed Shaban. I was born and bred in Yendi. Before coming to your question, I would like to put on record that the whole world should see the Dagombers as one and should note whenever that acronym Aburu and Andani is mentioned, it should not be like two tribes. Before 1824, there was nothing like Aburu and Andani. These were brothers, and I mean brothers born to the same man, raised by the same woman, even though they were born to different women. The mother to Andani died immediately after giving birth, and the mother to Aburu raised the two of them together. These were brothers who all ascended to the throne.
And that's how you
everybody.
And that's basically how you want people to see Dagbon, as one people. Apart from that, are there any other things in terms of development, for example, let's say schools, education, healthcare? What are the things that you want to see as a young person growing up in Dagbon?
I would like to see everybody embracing, especially our chiefs, embracing developmental policies put out by the government, and also initiating their policies themselves, developmental policies, establishing foundations, and lobbying politicians and policymakers to address the very challenges the people face as the Dagombers.
Okay. So as I indicated, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 men against 2 women. That's not fair, but that's okay, because when there are women among men, the women always win. You know that for sure. So I'm coming to you, my lady here. Tell us, what are the things that matter most to women, to young women like yourself? And earlier you told me that you had you're finished school, but you're doing your own work. One of the things that Dr. Alhassan Suleimana said is that a new Dagbon must be focused on entrepreneurship, that the young people should do things for themselves, should learn how to do things for themselves and keep pushing it. What are the things that matter to young women like yourself, young entrepreneurs like yourself?
Thank you very much. I'll first of all start with a story. During my national service period, in 2013, a boy was brought down here to do his service with me in the same office. And according to him, he was from Kumasi. Oh, sorry. According to him, he said his mother wept before he could leave the house.
So his mother was sad that he had been posted to Yendi.
His mother was very sad. In fact, he said he wept. The mother wept before he could come here, because his son to do his national service 2013. In fact, from that day, I felt very bad, and I even wish I could hide my identity as a Dagomba.
Wow, fascinating story there to round up Gifty's interaction with some of the youth in the Dagbon community.